Today is a day, if you're watching this Republican National Convention, today is a day that you should, if you want to get a little look into the future of what's happening with the Republican Party, and you see guys like Tim Scott and the Kentucky AG, and you see these young, brilliant people who understand the greatness of America. But if you ask me, one of the young rising stars, somebody who fought his way like no one other through the primaries, was Madison Cawthorne. And if you ask me, he's probably one of the highlights of the whole entire convention, to see this kid and what lengths he went to as a handicapped person to get himself in a position to get into the people's house. And when there was a chance for him to stand up and speak up for what our country is supposed to be about, take a look at this.
You can kneel before God, but stand for our flag. The American idea my ancestors fought for during the Revolutionary War is just as exciting and revolutionary today as it was 250 years ago. I say to Americans who love our country, young and old, be a radical for freedom. Be a radical for liberty. And be a radical for our republic, for which I stand. One nation under God, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, and may God bless America.
Wow, I got chills when I watched it. I got chills again. He said, stand, okay? One nation under God. And he's a handicapped guy in front of the whole world watching. And he stood up and spoke out and fought against every single odd out there. That guy's going places, and we got great things in front of us. You see the Nikki Haley's and the Tim Scotts and the Pam Bondis. You see this collage of great young new people coming up who are being born under this theory of make America great, keep America great. And I see great promise for this kid. I hope we can get him on the show one day. Over in Kenosha, these cops, I guess, lost their mind. One guy fired 7 shots into the guy. And, you know, they're saying there's still fiery but peaceful protests. Okay, so you take a look at this. Fiery but mostly peaceful protests. I don't know. I'm looking at that. Okay, Nico, you can take it down. People are reporting that there may be no cameras right now. They can't see me. Switch to the Zoom camera for a minute while you figure that out. All right. I'm sorry. I'm telling you what people are telling me. Well, this is what people are saying. They can't see anything. That's not good. All right, going back to this one. We'll see what happens. Everybody's talking about how there's no way there will be voter fraud with universal mail-in voting. No. This can't be any voter fraud. No, that's not. And the U.S. Postal Service, we need them there. We need them they can handle it, and Mr. DeJoy is hampering them. Here's a little video of a postal worker practicing for when the election comes around. Check it out.
Worker captured delivering the mail, but not in a mailbox. Cell phone video showing the woman tossing an armful of mail into the trash. Residents in that area say they thought something was going on because they had not received any mail in days. But when they saw this video showing why, they just could not believe it.
So, I don't know. You know what I mean? There's a thing. It's on Facebook. It's all over the place. You can check it out. Some of these mail-in ballots have like a barcode over here. And on the barcode, it says R and then a number, or D and a number. So the mailman, and I'm not saying the mailmen are up to no good, but, you know, these unions, they're all, you know, socialist think tanks. These unions are all, you know, socialist petri dishes where they see how much socialism they can impart on their workers and mind meld them into believing that without the union they could never get as much money as they're getting. But in free market capitalism, if you're talented, you can make all the money you want. And, so I would say some of the greatest money makers I have ever met in time, for all you business guys out there and business ladies out there, and there's a lot of those alpha chicks that watch, thank you. I would tell you this. I have hired probably hundreds of people in life, maybe 1,000, not thousands, but maybe in the thousands, in the 1,000s. And everybody comes in, well, I'd like to start at 100 grand, I'd like to have benefits, 401k, everybody has the standard view of themselves. I'm worth 100,000 a year, or 50, 75, 100, depending on what, year they're in, right? I'll say, okay, well, if you take 50, then I'll give you a 20% payout on your commissions if you want 50, okay? If you want 100, I'm gonna give you a 5% payout on your commissions, okay? Because then I'm paying you more out of pocket. And I would say 95% of the people that I posited that little trick game to would go for the 100 with the 5% commission. And then in my contemplation, if they were the candidate that I wanted to select, it showed me right off the bat that they weren't willing to value themselves on what they earn. They wanted to be valued on what they thought they were worth. And the guys who took 50 and a 20% commission, they became millionaires. And many of those people were stuck at 100 with zero for most of their career, if I even hired them. So, there's something to be learned about how powerful the post office is. They have the sickest police force in the world. Like if you get wire fraud or mail fraud, the postal police come, take the plea because they don't lose, okay? So they're a tough act to follow over there. And, it would make sense that they support a more socialist agenda because they're unionistas. And if they're already throwing ballots in the garbage, God knows what could happen next.